Hi everyone, it's Caitlin from Really Big Plant. Thank you so much for joining me for this video.
Really Big Plant.
I want to just do a little update on my one monstera that I keep in the darkest part of my apartment. It's one of my largest plants that I have in here, and I have featured it in videos several times, and I've referred to it in the past kind of as like my sacrificial lamb monstera because I placed it in a location about a year ago now almost, where I know it's not really getting sufficient light and it hasn't grown so much. And a couple of videos ago, I showed how I installed some grow lights, really low tech installation of some grow lights above that monstera, and it's really actually taken off with growth. Not necessarily really exciting big growth. In fact, it's actually kind of started to revert. It put out a leaf with 0 fenestrations, which was kind of shocking to me because it's such a big plant and really indicates to me that it's not getting sufficient light. But anyway, I got a lot of new growth on the plant and I thought I would just show you what's been happening with it. Let's just go take a look. So unfortunately, I think the verdict is that it's definitely not getting enough light back here and it's growing really small leaves. And not only are the leaves really small, but the newest one that popped out from one of the 2 plants in there has 0 fenestrations. So it's kind of a shame to get a big plant like this and then to put it in a really dark spot where you're going to go from these huge fenestrated leaves to really puny leaves that look like the leaves that you would get on a 6-inch monstera from the store. So I'm gonna need to figure out where I'm gonna move this plant because I do wanna put it into a brighter light situation. I do have a feeling that if I moved it into brighter light sometime soon, it's not gonna take that long to get back to growing really huge leaves. But I do think that if I keep it in the dark like this, what's ultimately gonna happen is the big leaves will die off and it's gonna just be a small plant with an enormous root system, which is something that I kind of want to avoid. So I'm gonna need to figure out what to do with this plant and where to put it. Both of the plants in here have grown a couple of new leaves. They look a little bit unhealthy. So the first 2 on each plant were the ones that were coming in before I added the grow light. So it makes sense to me that those leaves were really struggling. But the leaves after that have come out in really quick succession, much faster, which totally makes sense once I added some lights. They've got some pretty good fenestrations, but I do think that they're gonna probably continue on a smaller and smaller trend unless I get it some brighter overhead light. I hope you don't feel too disappointed by this update, but I just wanted to be totally transparent with you guys and let you know how it's going because I kind of figured that this plant wasn't going to do too well in the dark, and unfortunately I figured right, and it's been growing really small. I probably should just get like a torch lamp or something that I can put next to this plant and put some grow light bulbs in there. But for now, we're gonna just keep chugging along like this. I'm gonna let these leaves develop while I figure out where I'm gonna put this plant next. The other thing that I wanna point out is the grow lights are not above the plant anymore. I had a shelf back here, which I moved and I have since replaced with the beginning of an IKEA greenhouse cabinet for some orchids, but that is still in the works and I'm not gonna talk about it yet because it's totally not ready and I'm still figuring out what to do with it. But I ended up moving the shelf where I had originally clipped the grow lights, and I had to rig something a little bit crazy where the lights are just clipped onto this mirror I've got back here, and because they're not able to like support themselves, I had to set them up in this weird way where it can like lean on the pot, and it's not ideal, but it's fine for now. All right guys, so there's my big monstera. I hope you didn't feel too disappointed by that. Let me know what your experience is like putting large monsteras in the dark. I don't know if you've found that limit in your own space for where you can put a big plant and have it continue to grow big. Trial and error. You gotta push the boundaries because otherwise you never know where they are, right? So anyway, thought I would just show you a little update. If you enjoyed watching this video, please go ahead and like it and subscribe to my channel if you have not already. And I just wanna say thank you so much for watching, and to the people who have already subscribed and been commenting on my videos, thank you so much. And I hope to catch you in the next one. Bye.